All right, now tell me about the book Bishop's Journey.
Okay, as I was stating before, that it's a book that states pretty much talks about my life from my early childhood up to now, and some of the changes and some of the directions in which the Lord has brought me, and how it has been a journey, you know, from one point to another point, from A, B, C, etc., so on and so on, and the experiences that I have been through, and everything that I've been through has been a journey that the Lord has guided me in the journeys, and I'm just so delighted and so humble to be able to write this book, that it would be a blessing to others to understand and know that we are not guided by ourselves, but God is in your direction. He guides you in every direction in which you go. That is a blessing.
Well, in reading this book, I found out that you said that you were adopted. Can you tell me something about that?
Could you restate that?
In reading your book, I found out that you were adopted
Okay.
by a young lady, you and your twin brother.
Okay. I was, yes. We were at a young age adopted, or as so many people may know.
And what about your mom? What happened in this situation with your mom?
Okay, my real mother, or the
Your
woman
real
that raised
mother
me?
that brought you into this world.
Okay, my real mother died giving birth to me and my twin brother. From what I was told, she was young and she gave birth to me and my twin brother. But my father wasn't able to take care of us like so many fathers back then did. You know, he was busy working and traveling, moving around, and probably didn't have time to really raise us. So he put us in a place of
Refuge?
refuge, there we go, that we were able to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm. So, in the time that you were adopted and you had been placed in a home with a father and a mother, what happened to your father? Did you have a relationship with him? Did you?
Well, really, I would like to restate that. Me and my brother was really brought up under foster care services, and by that situation being what it was, I did not have no contact with my real father until I was about 16 or 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
When I found out that he was right here in the city, they made it possible for me to meet him, and he began to visit and began to, we tried to stay in contact, you know, to form a bond.
Mm-hmm.
And he began to tell me about life experiences, about coming up, being a man of his stature, and being busy at a time. He didn't have time to raise us himself because he was still trying to make a living. So he put us in foster care, that somebody would take care of us, but would look out for us, that would have love for us, to raise us in a way that we would be all right, you know. And that was God's doing. You might
Right.
have thought it was his
I
doing,
believe that.
but
I believe that
God's
was God's doing. So, now, what brings us up to this point is that your wife was on the internet and someone left a message saying that you look like their uncle, whose name was Samuel Burnett Sr. So that's what brings you here to Alabama to meet them.
Yes, because of this experience, I was very blessed but cautious, because I always knew I had people out of Florida. My father's people originated from Florida, so I always knew I had people in Florida. But by my wife looking on the internet and my cousin seeing our ad on the internet,
Facebook. Mm-hmm.
about our ministry, he saw our picture and he saw my picture, and he
Recognized.
recognized who I was and called back on the computer, and found out that I was his cousin.
Second cousin?
I'm his second cousin. His
Mm-hmm.
mother's my first cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And so we began to exchange information about different ones. He gave me ideas of who was who, and he had the information right. He asked my question about information, and it was on right. I asked him questions about information. It was on point, so we found out that we was related. So I really decided to go back in May of next year. But my wife decided, said, why don't we just go down there and take a weekend now, just to meet him and his brother, and just find out what's what. So talking to him on the phone, I can understand one thing, that they knew the Lord, that they was raised right, and that there was a connection even in the conversation, that they knew about God, and that this wasn't just, we just didn't find each other 30 years later just to be finding, that this was a divine connection, that God had this all in plan, that this was part of the journey. He had been through a lot, and so have I. So it was like years ago I had tried to find my father's people, but to no avail. But this time it all comes full circle. So there's a time and there's a place for everything. It probably wasn't meant for me to find them, but in God's own time, He redirected and refocused us to meet at this particular time. So I'm here in
Dothan.
Dothan. That's Dothan, Alabama. And I have two cousins. One is named Carl Ingham, and the other one is
Alton. Marshall.
And they're great. I mean, we're more like brothers. When we talk, we already getting my man. When I got off the van, the first thing he said, man, you look just like Uncle
Bubba.
That's
that was a nickname that they said he had.
Uncle Bubba. I'm like, Uncle Bubba. You know, and it's a blessing because they're so excited, and but it's like they honored me. You know, it's like right now, it's like God is bringing us together for some things. His mother is sick, and she's waited a lot of years to meet me, and she was so excited, but she took sick, and she couldn't be here to meet me. But the sons got the opportunity to meet me, and it's like that kin, you know, to meet the kinfolk. It's just like God's intervention. You know, we begin to talk about the goodness of the Lord, and that's a reason for this meeting. I don't know what the reason is, but I know one thing. I got to see it through. And God is truly blessing me, and I'm just enjoying my visit.
All right. That's a wonderful thing.
But I always want to say that it's about the family, whether you're blood or extended. God's families in this day and time should be blessed and should have the opportunity to know who they are. Amen. You know, it's not always about blood. Sometimes it's about the extended family. That's not blood that you may have growed up, that y'all may have grown around. You know, grown up as brothers and sisters. You know, that's also family too. That's not always about blood.
Right.
And with me, I'm so blessed because I have blood families that God is bringing back into my life, and I also have the extended family, that the families that I was raised up in. You know, so God has blessed me with the extended family.
Right.
So that's a blessing too.
All right now. Well, I trust that the book will be a great success. For number 2 book, do you already have a title for that one?
Not right now.
Will there be a second part to Bishop's journey?
Maybe.
All right. Well, I trust that you will enjoy yourself here at Dothan, Alabama. And I understand you and your wife and your company will be going to dinner and going to church today.
Amen. We have the opportunity to go to church this morning with the family. And I was given the opportunity to speak. It's a blessing. It's a humbling experience. But it just shows how God is leading.
So in May, you'll be able to take your twin brother with you.
Yes.
That'll be good. That'll be good. So he can get to meet the rest of his family. That's wonderful. I know Manuel will be excited about that.
Yes. Many ask me why did I let him know ahead of time? Why didn't I let him know this time? But sometimes it's always good to go and
Check it out
check
first.
it out first. It was a
Mm-hmm.
passage in the Bible where who was it? Wasn't it Gideon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to check out the outer perimeters to see if everything is within reach. If everything is okay, peaceful, where you had the opportunity to assemble in peace. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was all right. You know, how was their mindset, and the kindred spirit. So God has allowed me to understand that.
Well, I understand that you had been talking to him on the phone for a month or so before you decided to even take the trip. So that was a good thing. I'm quite sure your spirits connected before you even actually saw him in person. So that was a good thing.
Amen.
All right then. Well, we have enjoyed interviewing you at this time, and we trust that Bishop's Journey will be a successful book, and the next book will be successful also.
Amen.
So as we travel over to their house today, we'll record some over there,
Amen.
and the fellowship and everything. And so thank you for this time.
Amen.
Amen.